decide to get some insurance for you, nobody can do it for you but you. Because you know what? When they roll you down the aisle, or when they put you in that incinerator and they put the rest of you in a nice little container, it's gonna cost you some money. And if you don't have it, then that's a challenge. So talk to us about life insurance, man. How long you been doing it? Why have you become so passionate about life insurance?
All right, so my name is Percy Hampton with Hampton Life Insurance Group. I'm passionate about life insurance. I had a few of my aunts and uncles that passed, and then my cousins, just seeing what they had to go through to bury their parents. They had to do GoFundMe. They had to, borrow money from the family, which is all fine and good. But I was just thinking, I'm grateful that my parents are still alive. And what I wanted to do for my family was to get life insurance coverage on my parents, myself, my children, my household. And once I did that, I'm like, man, I could do this for the community because I tell people I'm not selling nothing. I'm just putting the information out because I think a lot of people are just like not informed about life insurance. Like a term policy is one of the most least expensive policies that you can get, and then you can have the max coverage. Like what you put in a term policy.
The difference between
Let's go.
The difference between term and life, because that was always a question in my mind. What is the difference? Hold your thought. What is the difference between term life insurance and full coverage?
Whole life.
Whole life. Yeah, thank you.
Right.
Whole life.
So term life is temporary coverage where it ends at a certain period, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. But they got what they call permanent insurance, what covers you to the day that you die. And the thing about permanent life insurance, it has other investment vehicles where the money you put in, it can be invested in the stock market at compounded interest. You can gain up to 10%, but you can't lose. So a lot of rich people, a lot of presidents, past presidents, John F. Kennedy, a lot of presidents put their money in these, what they call IULs. Index universal life policies, where they grow, like I said, compounding interest. You can gain money with the stock market, and it's a mechanism where if you need to borrow some money, you can become your own bank. So I have kids that's going to college. They're gonna need cars. They're gonna need housing. So I'm able to leverage my life insurance policy not only to cover my life, but it could be a bank as well. And then another aspect of it that, a lot of my people, I want them to know about is they got what they call living benefits.
Okay.
So living benefits is if you get a chronic illness, if you get disabled, you can pull money from the policy while you're living to help with medical expenses. If you want to pay your kids' college off, if you want to pay your bills down, a lot of people go bankrupt because of medical expenses. And living benefits is one of those things that I don't think my people know enough about, so that they can utilize those funds.
Let's talk about living benefits. Explain that and how that works and the advantage of living benefits.
All right. Say I have a policy for $100,000. Let's just say $500,000, and I get cancer. I get, diagnosed with cancer. That's one of the conditions that'll trigger you able to receive funds from out of your policy. You could take all the funds out of your policy, like they'll give you a percentage. But say I could take $380,000 out of my funds to help take care of me while I'm not working, because if you got cancer, you're not working, you're doing chemo, you're gonna have medical bills, and some medical bills your insurance company will not cover. So you're gonna have to have those funds available so that you don't go in a hole or put your family in a hole when you're going through your chemotherapy.
You're listening and watching the Eli Smith Soul Patrol on Patrol for Souls. Very interesting guest. How soon do you encourage, and I want you to look in that camera and see some young people that are 20 years and older, they're working, they got good jobs, they may be in school. Encourage them on this wise. How soon should you start? How soon should you get your life insurance policy?
I say sooner the better. I would start. I got life insurance policies on my kids right now, but when they get 18, I'll be able to turn that over to them, and they'll be able to use it to borrow funds. So I encourage all young people, while you're healthy, while your numbers are good, you're going to get the best rate, the best policy. Go ahead and get permanent life. Go ahead and start investing $25 to $50 a week. I mean, not a week, a month to your policy. Over time, that compounding interest is going to grow so fast. Before you know it, you may have $10, $20, $100,000 in there, and you'll be able to use those funds to help you with your life. Also, if something was to happen to you, like, I'm glad that I have living benefits because I love life. If something was to happen to me, I want to use the funds, all the funds available to save my life.
Okay.
I want to live. I got
Okay.
things that I want to do. I want to make sure my kids go to college. I want to, my oldest daughter needs a car. So I just like having options.
And that's a real good point that you just made about I want to live. I have a friend of mine who got real sick, and they told me, they said, listen, man, I'm just glad I had good insurance because the good insurance saved my life. Now, I don't want, so that means if you don't have good insurance, the hospital, is it true that if you don't have good insurance, that might weigh on how much attention you get medically?
I'm not sure about that,
Okay.
but I know about the coverages. When I hear good insurance will cover all of my medical expenses. You know what I mean? Not so good insurance policy may not cover everything, and you have some out-of-pocket expenses. Mm-hmm. And that's, to me, where the living benefits come in at. Another thing I think, too, when you get, like, certain type of illnesses, I feel like you should go vegan.
Okay.
And that costs money. Like, if
Okay.
you go to Whole Foods, Seven Nanda, fresh food costs more money, but
Living
it's better
healthy.
for your body.
Living healthy
better
costs.
for your body.
Yeah.
Living healthy costs money. So I feel like black people, my people, we need access to those funds. And when we're going through something catastrophic, another thing, if somebody suffers a loss in the family, you don't have to, one loss is you have to bury that person. Now you got to pay funeral expenses. Yes. Now you got to pay their debt off. So you don't want to have to suffer two hardships when you could have just suffered one.
Okay, me. Okay, well, you're working with me on getting me insurance.
Yes, sir. We
like I
working on your
said,
policy
I'm
right
66 years young. I waited. I should have done this a long time ago. So the advantage is the disadvantage of me getting insurance now, in your perspective.
The advantage of you getting it now is better late than never. You're setting your children up with a plan. You're putting your plan together. So when it is your time, when God does call you home, your family will have funds available to help you bury, and you'll have access to living benefits as well.
Okay.
So if you do, once we get you insured, your application is processing now. But if you do go through something, once you're already in it and process, and you got the funds available, you can access those funds too. So I say never late, never too late. The earlier you do it, the better your rates and the better your premiums will be. But just as long as you have it, you have some kind of coverage in place.
First, they have to let people know if they want to get your services, if they want to get your expertise, or just your knowledge. How can they reach you, man?
So my cell phone number is 404-936-6880.
Slow it down. Somebody went to the drawer, got them pencils, and
Yeah,
both of them broke. And now they trying to get an ink pen. Back in the day, you have an ink pen, you put a little light, some flicker, burn the end of it. Anyway, somebody just gotta get an ink pen. Give them a minute. Now, slow it down and give us that information.
404-936-6880. I have a YouTube channel that's coming.
Okay.
I have an Instagram channel, Hampton Life Insurance Group. But I'm a new life insurance agent. I'm passionate about this. I want to bring this information to the community. You can even reach out to Brother Minister Eli, and he knows how to contact me. But I would love to educate you about life insurance, give you the information, and let you make the decision. Percy Hampton, Hampton Life Insurance Group. Hey, get life insurance not just for yourself, but for your loved ones. Love on yourself, just kind of like Madam President Payne said. Love on yourself. Once you get yourself in order, the whole world will fall in place. So get you some life insurance on yourself.